Welcome back to Those Vegan Chefs. I'm Stefan, and this channel is dedicated to making you a better vegan cook. I have a few favorite sandwiches, and today's recipe is at the top of my list. We are making a vegan tofu banh mi. This simple yet complex sandwich hits all the marks, and I can't wait to share it with you. So let's get cooking. The first step in making our banh mi is we need to do a preliminary marinade on our tofu. We're gonna cut the tofu into long strips. The strips are about 1/4 of an inch thick. The next step with our tofu, I like to just do a little scoring of the tofu, cutting maybe just the tip's worth of the knife into the tofu. We want to make sure that we don't cut too far into the tofu, otherwise we run the risk of the tofu falling apart when we roast it. This is going to help our black vinegar, salt, and sugar really penetrate the tofu. And you can see we've made kind of that diamond pattern. Perfect, not too far into the tofu. We have 1/4 cup black vinegar. We have 1 teaspoon of sugar. We have 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I almost forgot. We're gonna combine the two to dissolve. We're gonna place our tofu in the dish. All we have left to do now is just pour the black vinegar over the tofu. This is a very important step in this recipe, is we're layering an early flavor in the tofu. We're adding this bit of vinegar, salt, and sugar. We have to make sure to flip our tofu about 10 minutes into the marinating process to just make sure the bottom side is marinated. We're gonna set that aside. Next, we're gonna get started on our pickled daikon and carrots. We're gonna peel our carrot. We're looking for a 2-to-1 ratio, 2 parts daikon, 1 part carrot. Cut the carrot in half, cut the daikon in half. Then we're gonna start cutting into 1/4 inch thick slices. I like to do the slicing first, and then we'll go and start making our kind of matchstick size pieces. Now we're just gonna go and start making our little matchsticks. Pretty easy. You could stack them if you want to do 2 at a time, or you could just continue to go 1 at a time so you make them nice. We're gonna add our daikon and carrot to a large mixing bowl. We have 2 teaspoons of sugar, teaspoon of kosher salt. I'm gonna jump in here with our hands and massage the salt, sugar into the veggies. We're gonna let this hang out for roughly 20 minutes. It's gonna start releasing liquid, and the carrots and daikon should become flexible. I have rinsed our vegetables under cold running water, and we know they're done when we could bend our daikon and they could just about touch. We're gonna take 1 1/4 cups of vinegar. We're gonna add that. Sugar is dissolved. We're gonna pour over our daikon. We're gonna give it a stir. We're gonna set aside in the refrigerator while we finish our tofu. Our tofu is ready for the next step. We're gonna place the tofu on our baking sheet, being careful not to break the tofu. I mean, it's not the end of the world if we break it, but it's really nice to have these beautiful pieces that are gonna fit in the bread. And now all we have to do is bake it for 20 minutes at 400 degrees. Back from the oven. Now it's time to make our char siu sauce. We're gonna start with adding our ketchup into the hoisin. We have our sweet soy sauce. Sometimes the recipe will call for honey, so I don't cook with honey, so I'm using sweet soy sauce. You could also use maple syrup. We have regular soy sauce. We have 1 clove of garlic and 1/4 teaspoon of our Chinese 5-spice. Pastry brush to just mix all of those ingredients together. And we're gonna add our 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. And this is our sauce. And we're going to have our tofu ready to go to be roasted. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna generous coating, 450, 5 to 8 minutes. Should get some nice charring. All right, off to the oven. And we're back from the oven. Look at all that caramelization, all that little bit of crispiness. We pushed it pretty far, but that's what we wanted. So the tofu is amazing. We have some burnt sides, which is fine. That's kind of the sauce that drained. But the tofu has this wonderful texture where it's a little moist, but it's also going back to that concept of dehydrating to intensify the flavors. It creates this really great texture that has moisture, but also a little bit of bite to it. We have cucumber we're about to prep, and we have jalapeno pepper we're about to prep. We're gonna slice our cucumber nice and thin. And slice our jalapeno nice and thin. Look at that, beautiful. I'm gonna keep the seeds, have our jalapeno. We have finally arrived at the point of building our vegan tofu banh mi. We have a crispy roll, and then we're gonna gently insert a serrated knife, and we're gonna cut so that we keep a hinge. We're gonna just gently open it up. So we have our mayonnaise, just our classic Those Vegan Chefs mayonnaise. We're gonna spread a decent amount on the bread, both sides. And then I saved just a little bit of our marinade, and we're gonna drizzle that on top. And now we're gonna place our tofu down. It's looking amazing. And then we have our cucumber. We're gonna put our carrot, daikon, pickled veg. Gotta have a couple of the jalapenos. If you don't like cilantro, you could always use mint and basil. Our beautiful vegan tofu banh mi. This is probably one of the most ordered sandwiches by me when I go out to eat, if it's available. This is a sandwich that we basically have almost all of the ingredients in-house ready to go. All we have to do is make it and, of course, eat it. What a delicious bite. Really, I said it hit all the marks, and it does. I'll tell you what, the jalapeno is spicy though. Woo, my mouth is on fire right now. But the cashew mayonnaise did its job. The pickled vegetables, a little sweet, a little salty. And of course the cucumber full of freshness, the cilantro. So good. And we haven't even talked about the tofu, which is out of this world. This sandwich is also gonna be at the top of your list. So get cooking, and as always, I will see you next week. Bye.